If you've ever worked with a compiled language, you know the drill. That feeling of typing the same commands over and over and over again to compile your code, run it, and then clean everything up. It is so tedious. Well, today, we're going to look at a classic, super powerful tool that solves this exact problem, the Makefile. Let's dive in and see how it can completely change your workflow. Here's the plan. First, we'll really get into the problem, what I call the manual grind. Then we'll meet our solution, the Makefile, and we're going to dissect it, look at its simple but really powerful anatomy. After that, we'll see it in action, and by the end of this, you'll be all set to create your very first automation. All right, first things first. Let's talk about the pain point, the reason Makefiles even exist in the first place. That feeling of being stuck on a treadmill of repetitive commands.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You make one tiny change to your code, you're in the zone, and then it's back to the terminal to type out that super long compilation command for the 10th time. Then you run it, then you gotta clean up all those object files the compiler spits out. It's a loop that just drains your time and, honestly, your focus.
You know, this cycle is just a fundamental part of developing software, especially if you're using languages like C or C++. You have to do it, but man, is it repetitive. Every single one of those keystrokes is a chance to make a typo, and it just completely breaks your concentration when you're trying to solve a really tricky problem.
So how do we get off this hamster wheel? How do we break free? Well, let's meet our new best friend for automation. And this is it. At its heart, a Makefile is just a plain old text file. That's it. It's usually just called Makefile. Inside this file, you write down a set of rules that tell your computer exactly how to handle tasks like compiling, running, and cleaning up your project. You can think of it like your own personal build assistant. And don't let that simplicity fool you. This isn't just for small weekend projects. Oh no, huge, incredibly complex software projects, we're talking about things like the Python programming language itself, they rely on Makefiles to manage their builds. This is a battle-tested, industry-standard tool. So what do these rules actually look like? What's inside this magic file? Well, it's surprisingly simple. Let's pop the hood and break down the anatomy of a Makefile. The core idea is incredibly straightforward. A whole Makefile is basically just a list of rules, and every single rule follows this structure. You have a target, a colon, and then its dependencies. The target is the thing you want to create, and the dependencies are all the things you need to create it. Let's look a little closer. The best analogy is a recipe. The target is the final dish you want to make, let's say your compiled program. The dependencies are your ingredients, your source code files. And finally, the commands are the cooking instructions, the actual shell commands, like G++, that turn those ingredients into your final dish. Okay, I need you to pause and burn this into your brain. This is the one thing that trips up almost everybody when they first start. The command lines, the instructions part of the rule, they must start with a tab. Not 4 spaces, not 8 spaces, a literal tab character from your keyboard. If you get this right, you are going to save yourself so much headache. And here is where the real magic happens. The Make tool is smart. It doesn't just blindly run every command you give it. It looks at the timestamps on your files. If your source code hasn't changed since the last time you built your program, Make knows it's already up to date, and it does absolutely nothing. It only rebuilds what is absolutely necessary, which can save you a ton of time on bigger projects. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this real. Let's see how all this stuff actually works in practice with a simple example. So here are 3 super common rules you might find in a basic Makefile. You've got a compile rule to, well, build the program, a run rule to execute it, and a clean rule to get rid of all the generated files and just tidy up your directory. It's simple, it's clear, and it keeps everything organized. And using it couldn't be easier. You just go to your terminal and type make, followed by the name of the rule you want to run. So all those long, messy compiler commands you had to memorize, they get replaced by a simple, easy-to-remember command like make compile. So much better. And hey, here's a fantastic little pro tip. If you just type make and hit enter with nothing else, it will automatically run the very first rule it finds in the file. That's why I'll often see the main build rule, like compile, put right at the top. It literally reduces your most common command down to just 4 letters. Feeling the power yet? You should be. Okay, let's get you set up so you can start automating your own projects right away. Now, the Make program might actually already be on your system, but if it's not, Don't worry, installation is super simple. For Debian-based Linux systems like Ubuntu, you just need the Build Essential package. On a Mac, the Xcode command line tools will handle it for you. And if you're on Windows, the Chocolatey Package Manager makes it a single, easy command. And really, this is the whole point, isn't it? The return on your investment here is massive. You spend maybe, 5 minutes writing a simple Makefile? In return, you save yourself from thousands and thousands of repetitive keystrokes over the life of your project. You're automating the boring stuff so you can focus on what really matters, the creative work of actually writing code. So here's your mission. Think about the project you're working on right now. What's that one command you type over and over without even thinking about it anymore? That is your first target. Go write a Makefile and automate that one task today.